Hey everyone, I'm Zaida and this is Read Books Get Lit. It is almost the end of November, so I wanted to make a brief little video and talk a little bit about NaNoWriMo. If you are a writer or if you've been on the internet in the writing space, you've probably heard of NaNoWriMo and maybe even participated in the event yourself. So NaNoWriMo stands for National Novel Writing Month, and it happens in the month of November every single year. So I thought it would be kind of fun to go back on, a visit down memory lane, reminisce about my own projects, and kind of what NaNoWriMo was, what it is, and the potential of where it can go in the future for the online writing community. So I first heard about NaNoWriMo from my sister. She's a reader, a writer, and she is a lover of the internet. So she was clearly on some message board somewhere where they were talking about NaNoWriMo, and she had done it and she had asked me if, it was something that I would be interested in doing as well. So my first year that I participated in NaNoWriMo was 2009. And it was kind of daunting because the whole sort of like the tagline of NaNoWriMo is to write 50,000 words within 30 days. So that is a lofty goal, and it kind of sets the stage for the different types of stories, projects, and how different writers will approach NaNoWriMo. And I remember not being prepared in 2009, and that makes sense because I did not complete my 50,000 words. I think I got somewhere around 20, maybe 22,000, but I tapped out after that. I did not have a direction. I remember that just kind of lingering for a very long time and wasting a lot of days writing stuff and then deleting it because it wasn't working for me. I am 1,000% a plotter. I am not a pantser. Kudos to you if you're a pantser. Any pantsers out there where you can just write off the cuff and just go with the flow. I wish I could do that. I cannot. I really need I need an outline, I need research, organized notes, I definitely need structure, or else I will just be wandering aimlessly. 2009 NaNoWriMo was a clear, very clear depiction of the downside of me not planning ahead. So I did not finish my goal. That was kind of a bummer, but it kind of set me up for the following year. So in 2010 was the second and actually the final year that I participated in NaNoWriMo. I did meet the goal of 50,000 words. I remember that. And I think I actually got a little bit more, somewhere around 58,000. I was pretty happy because I got to share that online within the NaNoWriMo.org website and the community forums. So I know that I reached my goal, partially, mostly, in part, because I had planned ahead, organized everything, so I was able to sort of just go through my own outline and write as efficiently as I could in 2010. Ask me what that story was about, and I cannot tell you a single detail about what I wrote. I have no recollection whatsoever about either of the NaNoWriMo stories that I wrote. I can't remember characters. I don't know where it was set, when it was set, what genres the stories were. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that they were most likely YA contemporary, just because that was what I was reading at that time, so I was probably writing it too. But I have no details about it, and I can't pull up my stories on nanowrimo.org anymore. And the hard drive that once housed my writing is now lost to the universe. So I do not have any of those stories. I cannot read through them, but I'm sure I would be probably very embarrassed by my writing, which happens. I mean, that's kind of that. I feel like all writers have that where they look back on their old writing and they're just like super embarrassed, face palming all the time. But that just means that we have grown as writers and we have improved and our skills have gotten better. So I'm just gonna go with that. Now, since my last time participating in NaNoWriMo, which again was 2010, I have not kept up with the NaNoWriMo community or any news. So when I thought about NaNoWriMo just recently and I was looking up what was going on, I was learning a lot of things that have been happening within the past several years. And unfortunately, the official NaNoWriMo.org website, the organization that created this and ran this online event, they are no more. And it is not live, it is not active, which is kind of a bummer. You know, from what I remember, NaNoWriMo started with a very small group of writers, I think in the late 90s, early 2000s, and it was just, you know, a sort of way to work on your story, to actually have this writing challenge, this goal, and have this opportunity to build a writing community with fellow writers who, you know, also have the same goal of writing a novel one day. And I think I've mentioned this on this channel in other videos that writing is a very solitary thing. You're usually doing this by yourself. It can last months to years, and it can be really difficult to find fellow writers. And I think since COVID and since the pandemic, people are even less likely to have the in-person community. That's kind of where the online community comes into play. And the fact that NaNoWriMo had started to really grow, I would say in like the mid 2000s, and having, you know, a couple decades to grow and expand beyond the US, internationally, globally, and have these, you know, thousands and thousands and thousands of writers participating in this one writing challenge at the same time. That's a really cool, it's a cool concept and idea, and it's also a really big accomplishment, which I commend the organizers for really allowing writers to have this outlet and to have a space where they could grow their community. But unfortunately, as it often happens, you know, money gets in the way of things, and there were financial issues and situations that came up. And I also believe that there was a whole topic of discussion revolving around AI and AI writing, which I have many opinions about. And if you're a writer, I'm sure you have opinions about them too. That is another video. But all things considered, because of what has happened in recent years, ultimately the NaNoWriMo, the official NaNoWriMo event and organizers, they kind of called it quits. So that is sort of where NaNoWriMo stands right now. However, there is a silver lining at the end of the rainbow. The great thing about NaNoWriMo being what it was essentially an online writing challenge is that you can do this challenge from anywhere. Doesn't matter if it's an official website or not. You can do it on your own. You can do it with your own group of friends. And the essence of NaNoWriMo can still continue on, which is what I've clearly seen, you know, whether it's here, fellow writers who are vlogging about their NaNoWriMo progress, or bloggers who are, you know, giving updates every week. I'm sure there are people on other writing forums who are, you know, regularly sharing their NaNoWriMo progress. You know, it's very clear that although the official NaNoWriMo event has ended and there isn't, you know, one organization who is hosting this event, writers are really taking this writing challenge and they're still continuing on with it, and they are doing it in a way that works for them. So I think that NaNoWriMo will continue to evolve and adapt to the different times that we are in. Having this 1 month, these 30 days to really focus on your project, you know, you can get a lot done in 30 days if you are very determined. So I think there are a lot of determined writers out there, and they are going to continue with NaNoWriMo in their own way. And who knows, maybe another organization, another group of writers, they might take the helm and sort of rebirth NaNoWriMo version 2.0. So I guess we'll just see how it turns out. Let me know in the comments if you have ever participated in NaNoWriMo before. If you did, do you remember what you wrote? Because I don't. I seriously have no memory of what I wrote. But let me know if you've ever tried the event, thought about it, heard about it. If you're doing it right now, if you're vlogging or sharing updates about it, share that below too. I'd love to see what you're getting up to. But other than that, I think we have reached the end of our video for the day. Again, thank you so much for being here. You know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, and please share this with another writer friend. I would greatly appreciate the support, and I will see you in the next video. Until next time, bye.